Have you ever said, "I don't have time," or "I'm just not ready," or "I'll do it tomorrow"? These are not reasons. These are excuses. And the truth is, excuses are the chains that keep you stuck in the same place year after year. If you want to change your life, you must first kill your excuses. Every excuse you make is stealing your success, your confidence, and your future. This video is your wake-up call. If you are tired of waiting, tired of feeling behind, and tired of watching others grow while you stay the same, then stay with me. Because today, we are going to destroy every excuse holding you back. 1. What are excuses, really? Excuses are lies we tell ourselves. They are not real reasons. They are just ways to avoid doing something hard, uncomfortable, or scary. When we make an excuse, we are trying to feel better about not doing what we know we should do. We create stories in our minds to protect ourselves from pain, failure, or judgment. But these stories are not the truth. They are only mental tricks. They are comfort traps. Excuses sound like good reasons, but they are just barriers we build to stay in the same place. An excuse might go like this: I can't go to the gym because I'm too tired. Or, I'll start learning English next month because I'm too busy now. These excuses sound reasonable. They even feel real in the moment. But deep down, they are not the full truth. The truth is, you could go to the gym if you really wanted to. You could start learning English today if you made it a priority. But you don't do it. Why? Because you're afraid of discomfort. You're afraid it will be hard. You're afraid to fail. That fear turns into excuses. Excuses are powerful because they give you an easy way out. They stop you from feeling guilty about not taking action. You don't have to face failure if you don't try, right? But here's the problem. When you make excuses, you are not protecting yourself. You are stopping your progress. You are choosing comfort over growth. You are staying small when you could be becoming strong. Excuses do not help you. They hurt you. They steal your time. They steal your energy. And worst of all, they steal your dreams. The human mind is smart. It will always find a reason not to do something difficult. It will tell you, now is not the right time. It will say, you're not ready. It will whisper, what if you fail? And slowly, if you listen, you start believing these lies. You start to think they are real. But they are not. They are just fear in disguise. They are just your brain trying to keep you safe. But staying safe is not the goal. Living your best life is the goal. And to do that, you must break through your excuses. So what should you do? First, become aware. Start noticing your excuses. Listen to the words you say when you avoid taking action. Catch yourself. Ask, is this really true or is this just an excuse? Be honest with yourself. That honesty is the first step to killing your excuses. When you face the truth, the excuse loses its power. You begin to see it clearly. You realize it was never real. It was just fear trying to look like logic. Once you understand that excuses are not the truth, you become stronger. You take back control. You stop being a victim of your thoughts. You start taking action even when it's hard. You stop waiting and you start moving. That's how real change begins. That's how growth starts. Excuses only live in silence and fear. But when you bring them into the light, when you speak the truth, they disappear. So don't believe your excuses. Kill them. Destroy them. Replace them with action, with effort, and with courage. That's the path to success. That's the way to become who you are meant to be. 2. The high cost of excuses. Every excuse you make comes with a price, and that price is heavy. It is not just time. It is not just energy. It is something bigger. The real price of an excuse is your potential, your power to grow, to improve, and to become the best version of yourself. Each time you make an excuse, you are not just avoiding a task. You are saying no to your future. You are rejecting your goals. You are turning your back on your dreams. Think deeply for a moment. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll do it later," or "I'm not ready," or "I don't have time"? And how many times did you feel proud after that? Almost never. That's because deep down, your heart knows the truth. It knows you didn't do your best. It knows you chose the easy way out. And instead of feeling satisfied, you feel something else. You feel guilty. You feel disappointed. You feel weak. That is the emotional cost of excuses. They do not give you peace. They give you regret. Excuses are like a thief. They come quietly and take your progress. You think you're safe. You think you're comfortable. But really, you're losing days, months, and even years. Excuses steal your time without you noticing. They stop you from taking action. They stop you from taking risks. They stop you from learning, growing, and succeeding. In the moment, an excuse may feel small, but in the long run, the damage is massive. You may say, "I'm just resting today." But what if you keep saying that every day? One day turns into 1 week. 1 week becomes 1 month. Suddenly, a year is gone, and nothing has changed. You are still in the same place. Your dreams are still far away. Your confidence is lower. Your belief in yourself is weaker. And all because you listen to excuses instead of taking action. Excuses promise you comfort, but they lie. They say, "Relax, you can do it tomorrow." But tomorrow never comes. They say, "Avoid the pain now." But later you feel even more pain. They say, "Protect yourself from failure." But the real failure is never trying. That is the hidden cost of excuses. They don't protect you. They prevent you. They stop you from living the life you truly want. Imagine the life you could have if you stopped making excuses. Think of the goals you could reach. Think of the strength you could build. Think of the person you could become. That version of you is possible, but only if you stop paying the price of excuses. Success has a price too. Effort, time, and discipline. But those are prices worth paying, because they give you something in return. They give you progress. They give you confidence. They give you results. Excuses will always knock on your door, but you have the power to say, "Not today." You have the power to choose action over delay. You have the power to say, "My dream is more important than my excuse." And when you do that, when you stop paying the high price of excuses, you start investing in your success. That is when real change begins. 3. The most common excuses and why they're false. Excuses come in many shapes and forms. They sound different, but they all do the same thing. They stop you from taking action. The worst part is that most people believe their excuses. They don't even question them. That's why it's important to break these lies into pieces and look at the truth behind them. Let's look at some of the most common excuses and understand why they are false. The first and most popular excuse is, "I don't have time." Almost everyone says this at some point. But here's the truth. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. Time is not something you have or don't have. It's something you make. You make time for what matters to you. If you have time to scroll on your phone, to watch TV, or to gossip, then you have time to improve your life. You just choose to use it in other ways. It's not about time. It's about priority. When you say, I don't have time, what you really mean is, this is not important to me right now. And if your dreams are not important, then what is? The second excuse many people use is, I'm not good enough. This one feels heavy. It attacks your confidence. But it is a complete lie. No one is born great. No one starts off perfect. Every expert was once a beginner. Every confident person was once nervous. The difference is that they kept going. They worked through the fear. They kept learning and improving. You don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start, and the progress will come. Skills grow with practice. Confidence grows with action. You may not feel good enough now, but if you act in spite of that, you will become stronger, smarter, and more skilled. Another common excuse is, I'll do it later. This sounds harmless. It sounds like a plan. But really, later is just a soft way to say never. There is no magic time in the future when everything will be easy and perfect. Life is always busy. There are always distractions. If you don't act now, you probably won't act at all. Think about how many times you said later and then forgot, avoided, or ignored the task forever. The truth is, if something is truly important, you find a way to do it now. Waiting is not planning. Waiting is delaying your growth. Another lie we tell ourselves is, I'm too tired, or I'm not in the mood. But motivation is not something you wait for. It's something you create. Action creates energy. The moment you start, even a little, your mind begins to wake up. The longer you wait for the perfect mood, the more progress you lose. Discipline is stronger than mood. Successful people do what needs to be done, even when they don't feel like it. These excuses may sound normal. Everyone says them. But just because they're common doesn't mean they're true. In fact, these excuses are silent killers. They don't scream. They don't warn you. They just slowly eat away at your progress, your confidence, and your future. The only way to stop them is to call them out, recognize them, speak the truth to them, and most importantly, take action anyway. 4. Excuses are fear in disguise. Why do we make excuses? Why do we keep saying things like, I don't have time, I'm not ready, or I'll do it later? The answer is simple but powerful. We are afraid. Fear is the real reason behind most excuses. Fear of failure. Fear of being judged. Fear of looking foolish. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of success, even. Yes, success can be scary too, because it brings change, responsibility, and higher expectations. But instead of admitting that we are afraid, we hide behind excuses. We don't say, I'm scared. We say, I don't know how. We say, it's not the right time. We say, maybe later. These are just safe words. They protect our ego. They protect us from risk. But they also trap us in the same life. Think about it. Have you ever avoided something important, not because you couldn't do it, but because deep down, you were nervous or unsure? Maybe you were afraid to fail, so you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Maybe you feared people would laugh at you, so you said, I'm not ready yet. This is how fear disguises itself. It wears the mask of logic. It pretends to be a valid reason. But it's not reason. It's fear. Excuses feel safe. They feel like protection. But that safety is an illusion. You are not protecting yourself. You are limiting yourself. You are building a wall around your potential. And each time you give in to an excuse, that wall becomes stronger and higher. The only way to break that wall is to face what's behind it. Fear. If you want to grow, you have to be honest. You have to ask yourself, What am I really afraid of? Are you afraid to fail? Afraid to be seen trying? Afraid to stand out? Afraid that you're not good enough? Be honest with yourself. Only when you identify the fear can you defeat it. Growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. And stepping out of that comfort zone always feels scary at first. That's normal. That's human. But courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is acting even when you feel afraid. It's saying, I see the fear, but I will move forward anyway. That's how confidence is built. That's how strength is developed. That's how excuses lose their power. The moment you stop giving in to fear, your excuses will begin to fade. They won't sound so convincing anymore. They won't feel so strong. You will start to hear them for what they really are. Lies that protect your fear, not your future. You will start to realize that you are capable of more than you thought. And that realization is powerful. The next time you catch yourself making an excuse, pause. Don't just accept it. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of right now? Then take one small step forward. Even a tiny action can break the grip of fear. The more steps you take, the weaker fear becomes. And the weaker fear becomes, the fewer excuses you will make. Remember, fear is a liar. Excuses are its voice. But courage is your answer. 5. How to recognize an excuse. Excuses are not always loud. They don't always shout, "Hey, I'm an excuse." Sometimes they whisper. Sometimes they sound smart, logical, and even helpful. That's what makes them so dangerous. Excuses can hide inside your thoughts and make you believe they are true. They are tricky. They come in soft forms like, "I need more time," "I'm just too tired today," or "maybe I should wait until I'm more prepared." These words sound reasonable. They feel safe. But often, they're just well-dressed lies. Their real job is not to help you. They are there to keep you stuck. So how can you recognize an excuse when it's hiding? It starts with awareness. You must learn to listen carefully to the thoughts that pass through your mind. You must catch the moments when your brain is trying to protect you from discomfort. Here's one powerful question you can ask yourself every time you hear a thought that holds you back. Is this thought helping me grow or keeping me stuck? If the answer is it's keeping me stuck, then it's probably an excuse. Growth always involves effort, challenge, and sometimes fear. So if your thought is leading you away from that effort, you need to question it. For example, the thought, "I need more research before I begin," might sound smart. But if you've already spent days or weeks reading and learning and still haven't taken action, then you're using learning as a delay. That's an excuse in disguise. It's not helping you grow. It's keeping you in the same place. Another trick is to write down your excuses when you catch them. Don't let them stay in your head, where they can grow stronger. Put them on paper. When you write them down, they become visible. You can look at them clearly and ask, is this real? Or is this fear pretending to be logic? Most of the time, you'll realize the excuse has no real power. It only had power because it was hiding. You should also challenge your excuses. Ask yourself, what if this excuse is wrong? What if I can do it anyway? For example, if you think, "I'm too tired," ask, "Can I take one small step anyway?" If you think, "This isn't the right time," ask, "When will the right time come?" Or is this just me avoiding action? You will often find that there is no perfect time, no perfect mood, and no perfect situation. The best time is always now. Also, learn to tell the difference between a reason and an excuse. A real reason pushes you forward. It leads to solutions. An excuse keeps you still. It closes the door. For example, if you are sick, resting is a reason. But if you're just feeling lazy and calling it self-care, then it's an excuse. Learn the difference. Be honest with yourself. The more you practice spotting excuses, the easier it becomes. Like a muscle, this skill gets stronger with use. Soon you will hear an excuse and instantly recognize it. You will learn to stop accepting weak thoughts and start demanding truth and action. And when you stop letting excuses lead your life, you finally take control of your future. 6. Replace excuses with action. Excuses love silence. They grow best in stillness. The longer you wait, the louder they get. They feed on your hesitation. The more you sit and think, the more your mind fills with reasons not to do something. But there is one thing that destroys an excuse fast. Action. Action is the enemy of excuses. It shuts them up. It takes away their power. Even the smallest step forward can break the grip of an excuse. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't even need to feel ready. You just need to move. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. That's how success starts. That's how change begins. Waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect mood is just another excuse in disguise. There is no perfect time. The time is now. Let's say your excuse is, I don't have time to exercise. Don't argue with it. Don't sit and feel bad. Just drop to the floor and do 10 push-ups. That small action tells your brain, I am in control. And that action builds momentum. Tomorrow you might do 15. The next day, maybe 20. One small step leads to another. And with each step, the excuse gets weaker. Or maybe your excuse is, I don't know where to start. That's okay. Start by learning. Read one article. Watch one video. Ask one person. Learning is action. It moves you forward. It builds confidence. It gives you something to build on. The key is to do something right away, no matter how small. Action creates clarity. Once you move, the path becomes clearer. Excuses live in your mind, but action lives in the real world. The moment you act, you break the cycle of overthinking. You stop feeding your fear. You stop believing the lies. You remind yourself that progress doesn't come from perfect plans. It comes from consistent effort. You might not feel confident at first. That's normal. But confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes from action. You gain belief in yourself by seeing yourself move forward. Here's something powerful to remember. You don't have to feel like doing something to start doing it. Motivation may come and go, but discipline and action will carry you. If you wait until you feel like it, you'll wait forever. But if you act first, motivation often follows. Movement creates energy. Action creates results. Results give you motivation. That's the real cycle of success. The next time an excuse shows up, do something simple. If you say, I'm too tired to read, read one page. If you say, I'm not good at writing, write one sentence. If you say, I don't feel like studying, open your book and read for 5 minutes. That's all it takes to break the pattern. One small action, one step forward. Stop thinking so much. Start doing more. You don't need big changes overnight. You just need to replace inaction with movement. Every time you choose action over excuse, you get stronger. Every step you take builds a new habit. A habit of progress, a habit of power, a habit of winning. So take action. Kill your excuses and watch your life begin to transform. 7. Build discipline, not dependence on motivation. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is, I'll do it when I feel motivated. We believe motivation is the key to success. We think, if I just feel inspired enough, then I will work hard. But here is the truth. Motivation is not reliable. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you feel motivated and ready to move mountains. Other days you feel tired, distracted, or simply not in the mood. If you wait for motivation every time, you will wait forever. That is why motivation alone is not enough. What you really need is discipline. Discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. Discipline means doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up every day, whether you're tired, bored, or distracted. Discipline is the quiet power behind every success story. It's what separates those who wish for change from those who make change happen. Think about it like this. Motivation might start the engine, but discipline drives the car. Motivation is the spark that ignites your desire. Discipline is the fuel that keeps you going mile after mile. Without discipline, your motivation will quickly burn out. But with discipline, you build a strong, steady force inside yourself that does not depend on feelings. Successful people don't depend on their feelings. They depend on their habits. Habits are the actions you do automatically without thinking. When you build strong habits, you don't have to rely on motivation. You just do what needs to be done. This is how winners work. They create routines and follow them consistently. They keep their promises to themselves, even when it's hard. Building discipline starts with simple steps. First, create a routine. Decide on small daily actions that move you closer to your goal. It might be reading for 10 minutes every morning, writing 1 page every day, or exercising 3 times a week. The key is to make it simple and consistent. When something becomes part of your routine, you do it without question. Next, set clear goals. Goals give you direction. They help you focus your discipline on what matters most. Write down your goals and review them regularly. When you have a goal in mind, it's easier to say no to distractions and excuses. Finally, keep your promises to yourself. This is very important. When you say you will do something, do it. No matter how small, every promise you keep builds your self-trust. When you trust yourself, you don't make excuses. You act. You follow through. It's normal to struggle. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You might miss a day or two. That's okay. What matters is that you get back on track. Don't let one mistake turn into a habit. Use discipline to pull yourself forward. Remember, waiting for motivation is waiting for a feeling. Feelings are not reliable guides. Discipline is a choice you make every day. It's a decision to be stronger than your excuses, to work harder than your doubts, to keep moving forward no matter what. When you build discipline, you create a powerful foundation for success. You stop depending on motivation and start depending on yourself. And when you depend on yourself, excuses have no place to hide. They disappear because you are too busy working, learning, and growing. So start today. Build your discipline. Create habits that support your goals. Keep your promises to yourself. And watch as your excuses vanish, replaced by real progress and real success. 8. Stop blaming, start owning. Excuses often come wrapped in blame. When things go wrong or when we feel stuck, it is easy to point fingers. I can't do this because of my parents. It's impossible because of my job. The world is against me. These words sound familiar, don't they? They are common excuses. But here is the harsh truth. Blaming others takes away your power. When you blame, you give your control to someone else. You become a victim of your circumstances instead of the master of your life. If you want to grow, if you want to change, you must stop blaming. You must take full responsibility for your life. Your life is your job. It is not your parents' job to fix your problems. It is not your boss's job to make you successful. It is not the government's responsibility to give you opportunities. It is your responsibility. You are the one who has to make the decisions. You are the one who must act. This is not easy to accept. It is much easier to blame others. Blaming gives us a way out. It feels like a shield that protects us from failure. But in reality, it is a trap. The moment you blame, you give away your power. You say, "I am not in control." And when you believe that, you stop trying. You stop moving forward. But what if you flip the script? What if you say, "I am responsible for my life"? What if you say it not just once, but every day? Saying it aloud, believing it deeply, changes everything. Ownership is the foundation of freedom. When you own your life, you take control. You stop waiting for others to change. You stop hoping for easy answers. You start working on your own path. Yes, life can be hard. Yes, some people have advantages you don't have. But blaming them will not help you. It will only hold you back. Ownership means facing the hard truth. It means accepting where you are now. It means deciding to do something about it no matter what. Taking ownership also means learning from your mistakes. When you stop blaming others, you can see clearly where you went wrong. And that is how you improve. Growth comes from honest reflection and real responsibility. When you own your choices, you empower yourself to make better choices next time. There is freedom in ownership. Freedom from excuses. Freedom from waiting for someone else to fix your problems. Freedom to create the life you want. When you take control, you take back your power. You become the leader of your own story. You become the hero of your own life. So start today. Stop blaming others for your situation. Look in the mirror and say, "I am responsible." Say it even when it feels difficult. Believe it even when it feels scary. And then act like it. Make decisions that move you forward. Take steps, even small ones, toward your goals. Remember, blame is easy but powerless. Ownership is hard but powerful. It is your choice to make. Choose ownership. Choose strength. Choose to be the person who controls their own destiny. That is how you kill your excuses for good. 9. Excuses and the comfort zone. Excuses live in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a place where things feel safe, familiar, and easy. It is a space where you don't have to struggle or take risks. But here is the problem. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. When you stay there, you stay small. You stay average. You stay stuck. The comfort zone feels safe because you know what to expect. You know your limits. You know how to avoid pain and difficulty. But this safety comes with a heavy price. It is a price you pay with your dreams and your potential. In the comfort zone, you might not feel pain or stress, but you also don't feel progress or success. You don't improve. You don't become stronger. If you want to be great, if you want to achieve something big, you have to step out of your comfort zone. This is not easy. It will be uncomfortable. It might even be scary. But it will also be worth it. Growth and comfort cannot live in the same place. They are opposites. The moment you choose comfort over challenge, you choose to stop growing. Think about it like this. Your comfort zone is like a small room. It feels safe, but it is very limited. If you want to see the world and reach your goals, you must open the door and walk outside. At first, the world might feel too big. You might feel unsure or afraid. But every time you step out, your room gets bigger. Your comfort zone expands. And when your comfort zone expands, something amazing happens. Your confidence grows. You start to believe in yourself more. You realize you can handle more than you thought. You start to get better results because you are trying new things, learning new skills, and facing your fears. Excuses are often a way to stay inside that small room. They tell you, "This is good enough. I don't need to try harder. I'm fine just the way I am." But these excuses are lies. They keep you small and stuck. You were made for more than just being comfortable. You were made to grow, to improve, to succeed. So kill the excuse that says, "This is good enough." That excuse is a trap. It is a voice that wants to keep you safe but stops you from reaching your true potential. When you hear that voice, remind yourself, growth is uncomfortable. Success is uncomfortable. But comfort is not success. Get used to discomfort. Get used to the feeling of pushing yourself. It might be hard at first, but every step outside your comfort zone makes you stronger. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you move closer to the life you want. Remember, your comfort zone is not a prison. It is a choice. You can choose to stay small and safe, or you can choose to be brave and grow. The choice is yours. Choose to be brave. Choose to kill your excuses. Step out. Expand your comfort zone. And watch your life change. 10. Your excuses are not unique. You might think your excuse is special. Maybe you believe that your situation is different from everyone else's. You might say, "But my problems are harder," or "Nobody understands what I am going through." It can feel like your excuse is unique, like you are the only one facing this kind of struggle. But here's the truth. Your excuse is not unique. It is not special. It is just like everyone else's. Everyone has problems. Everyone faces difficulties. Everyone feels pain and fear sometimes. No one's life is perfect or easy. No one is free from challenges. The difference is how people respond to these challenges. Some let their excuses stop them. Others use their struggles to become stronger. The people who succeed are not those without problems. They are those who do not let problems stop them. It is easy to believe that your problems are too big or too complicated. It is easy to say, "I can't do this because of my family," or "I can't succeed because of my past," or "I'm stuck because of my circumstances." But these are just excuses. They sound real, but they are lies that stop you from moving forward. The truth is, many people have faced much worse and still found a way to win. When you think your excuse is unique, you might feel alone. You might think no one understands you. But you are not alone. Others have been in your shoes. Others have faced challenges like yours and have overcome them. They were scared, uncertain, and tired, just like you. But they chose to keep going. They chose to find a way. Instead of saying, "I can't because of this," try changing your words. Ask yourself, "How can I succeed in spite of this?" This simple change in mindset makes a huge difference. Winners don't look for reasons to quit. They look for ways to win. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They start where they are and figure out how to make it work. Your situation might be hard. It might feel unfair. But your will, your determination, can be stronger than any problem. You have more power inside you than you realize. The key is to believe it and act on it. Stop thinking your struggle is one of a kind. Stop feeling like you are the only one fighting this battle. Remember, Many people have faced great challenges and won. They didn't have better tools or luck. They had courage and persistence. They refused to let excuses control their lives. They kept moving forward, step by step, day by day. You can do the same. Your challenges do not define you. Your excuses do not define you. What defines you is your choice to keep trying, to keep fighting, to keep growing. When you start believing this, your excuses begin to lose their power. They become smaller and weaker because they are not true. So, don't fall for the lie that your excuses are unique. They are common, but so is success. Many have been where you are now. Many have pushed through and reached their goals. You can join them. Start today by recognizing that your struggles are part of life, not the end of your story. Change your mindset from "I can't" to "How can I?" Choose to be like the winners who find a way no matter what. That is how you kill your excuses and take control of your future. 11th, excuses don't build dreams. Effort does. Look at any successful person in the world. Think about people you admire, the ones who have reached great heights in their careers, in sports, in art, or in business. How did they get there? They didn't get there by making excuses. They got there by showing up again and again. They got there by putting in the work day after day, no matter how they felt or what problems came their way. Dreams don't work unless you do. You can wish, hope, and plan all you want. You can imagine the perfect future and set big goals. But if you don't take action, nothing will happen. Dreaming is not enough. Success is not about wishing for things to be easy or waiting for the perfect moment. Success is about effort. Constant, consistent effort. Effort is the engine that drives every success story. It is the power behind every achievement. It is the reason why some people reach their goals and others don't. The people who win don't have special powers or more talent. They simply work harder. They keep moving forward even when it's difficult, even when they feel tired or scared. You don't have to be the smartest person in a room. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't even have to be the most confident. You just need to outwork your excuses. You need to choose effort over comfort every single day. Because the truth is, effort beats excuses every time. Excuses are easy. It feels better to say, "I'm too tired," or "I don't have enough time," or "I'm not ready yet." But those excuses don't build dreams. They only build regret. They stop you from moving forward. They keep you stuck in the same place. Effort is hard. It requires discipline. It requires pushing yourself to do something even when you don't want to. It means showing up, even on days when you feel like quitting. It means taking small steps every day. Those small steps add up. They create progress, and progress leads to success. Every time you choose effort over an excuse, you get closer to your dreams. You build confidence. You learn new skills. You prove to yourself that you can do it. And that feeling, that confidence, grows stronger with each effort you make. So don't just talk about what you want. Don't just say you want to be successful or happy or strong. Be about it. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Show the world, and most importantly, yourself, that you are ready to work for your dreams. Remember, no one owes you success. It doesn't come to those who wait or those who complain. It comes to those who work hard. It comes to those who refuse to give up. It comes to those who kill their excuses and choose effort every day. You have a choice right now. You can keep making excuses and stay where you are. Or you can decide to put in the work and move toward your dreams. The choice is yours. Choose effort. Choose action. Choose to be someone who builds dreams, not excuses. 12th final message. No more excuses. Today is the day. The day you decide that enough is enough. The day you stop living behind lies. Lies that you tell yourself to feel safe, but only hold you back. The day you choose growth instead of comfort. The day you kill every excuse that has ever stopped you from reaching your true potential. From this moment forward, you speak the truth to yourself. You face reality honestly, without hiding behind excuses or blaming others. You act with courage, even when fear tries to whisper doubts in your ear. You take full responsibility for your life, your actions, and your dreams. Because no one else will do it for you. Your life is your own. Your success is your own. No more excuses. No more waiting for the perfect time. No more I'm too tired, I'm too busy, or I'm not ready yet. Those words are traps. Traps that keep you stuck in the same place. But today, you break free. You refuse to let excuses steal one more day, one more hour, or one more moment of your potential. You are stronger than your doubts. You are greater than your fears. You are better than your excuses. Inside you is power waiting to be unleashed. A power that can change your life completely. It is the power of determination, the power of discipline, and the power of action. So, rise up, stand tall, get moving. Take the first step, no matter how small. Do the work, day after day. Consistency will carry you forward, even when motivation fades. Remember, success is not about feeling ready. It's about showing up anyway. Here on English Achieve, we believe in your ability to grow, to learn, and to become unstoppable. We believe that every excuse you kill is a victory. Every step you take is progress, and every effort you make builds the path to your dreams. This is your moment. This is your choice. Kill the excuse and become unstoppable. Your future depends on what you do today. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to start. So start now. No more excuses. Just action. Just growth. Just success.